Hello everyone. I will now present tasks from 9 to 17 and explain both what I did it and how I did it in Excel. So let's begin. The first task: insert average formula under appropriate columns. How I did it: I selected the cell number under the GCP column, type it formula. My laptop is Russian, so I changed the average to sum, and in the parentheses I wrote F20 and 5, and I divided to 15. Okay, and press it enter. Then I repeat the same for the population column using this formula, but in the parentheses G20 and G34, and the results are displayed in the average row. And here is the results. And let's start the next task: insert some formula for appropriate columns only. Next, I calculate the total GDP and the total population. I use the sum function. Here is the sum function. For GDP, I type it equal and sum in the parentheses F20 and F34. And for population, I write the same, but in the parentheses G20 and G34. These totals are shown in the sum row. Okay, let's start the next task. It's 11. Count GCP bands and fill in the table. I created the GCP categories here, and such as 1 to 50 billion or 200 to 1000 billion, and etc. I used the COUNTIFs formula to count how many countries fall into each band. For example, for the first one is equal to, I don't write the countries. I change it to short Yesley MN, and in the parentheses F20 and F34 greater than 1 and less than 50 billion. I repeated the similar formulas for all other bands. This produced the frequency numbers in the table. So the next one is making a column graph for GDP bands. After completing the frequency table, I made a column chart. So I selected the GDP band, and after completing their frequencies, here is GDP band names and the frequency. I go to insert, and here is bar chart. I choose the first one. Okay, here is the graph. So NXL created the vertical graph. The chart shows that the 1 to 50 billion band has the highest number of countries. The next one is 13, task counting population rank band and fill in the table. It is also the same with 11 tasks. Here is I grouped the population ranks into 3 bands. Here is the bands 1 to 200. Again, I used COUNTIFs, for example, for the first one. Here is equal and the short Yesley MN, and in the parentheses, I wrote H20 and H34 greater than 1 and less than just 50. I did the same for other two bands. For other bands, the results appear in the population rank band table. The next one is 14. It's the same with 12, building vertical column graph of population rank bands. Okay, again I selected the bands and their frequencies, and go to insert, then again choose the first bar chart, and here is population rank band graph. So this chart shows that most countries fall in the 100 to 200 population rank. Okay, the next one is 15, converting population to million people and fill in the appropriate column. I added a new population, here is in million people. In the first cell, I typed the formula G20 dividing by 1 million. Then I dragged the fill handle, there is a plus, fill handle down to apply it all rows. And here is the results. So the next one is 16, building a column graph for city name and GDP again. Okay, I selected the capital column and the GDP went to insert, and again choose the first column in chart. This gave me a graph showing GDP for each country. So here is the graph. Okay, the 17th, it is the last task, building a scatter plot for population in million and population rank world. Okay, lastly, I created two scatter charts. The first one is scatter plot for rank, and the second one is in population in million people. Okay, I selected the columns I needed and went to insert, and I choose the scatter chart, not bar chart, and the first one is this. Excel then created the 2-point charts, and here is the two charts, population million and population rank. The first shows differences in population size, and the second shows each country's global population ranking. So these were all steps for 9 to 17 tasks. I demonstrated how I calculated the average and the sums, how I categorized the GDP and the population, how I used countifs to fill the frequency table here, and how I built all required column graphs and the scatter charts. Thank you for listening.